Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. Looks like everything's working. Feeling good. That's nice. All right. I'm Gerry. There's David. There's Max. And we need to talk some transfer rumors because there are a lot of them. We're going to try to be doing this at least once a week from now through the rest of the window. All right. Yeah. So let's start with the biggest name that we're seeing in the news. Dortmund kind of wants to get rid of Aubameyang, all right? And he kind of wants to leave, maybe because they're not looking too good. Seems like there's some friction, all right? So, guys, apparently also we had somebody at their game watching them play. So we don't know if this is a real rumor that we're interested or not. And apparently Allardyce, when questioned about it, said we're possibly interested. So, is this a smokescreen? Is this likely? What the heck's going on?
I think, like you say, I think it's just a possibility. I just think it's a smokescreen, really. I think Aubameyang's ambitions as a player, I think he's made that very clear over the last few years that I think the only place he's going to move from Dortmund will be Real Madrid. At the moment, Real Madrid show efficient interest in him, so. Yeah, I can't see that one happening. Obviously, I think the one place I can only ever see him going really from Dortmund is Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think it's very much a Farhad Moshiri.
That's such a good
transfer
call.
Target, and not necessarily an Everton one. Yeah, I just don't think Everton are at that level now. He could easily be considered as one of the elite in the world, and yeah, Everton aren't there at the moment. Hopefully someday, but not right now. And yeah, I don't think that'll come off at all. I think, as Max said, he's going to go to one of the 0.1% clubs who are up there competing for everything in Europe.
Yeah. We were talking about this off camera. It seems pretty clear that Everton's probably interested and that Moshiri may be one of the main reasons we are probably interested. But possibly it doesn't really look likely that he's actually going to want to come to us. Maybe if we were higher up in the table, maybe if we had a manager that he had a history with. Those are factors that kind of make somebody want to go to a team that maybe is not fighting for Champions League. But thinking this one probably is not going to come off. But, hey, ambition, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's neat. Let's,
Slightly unrealistic ambition. Simeone type setup, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with those rumors.
If we find enough fishing lines out at some of these big names, maybe one will bite one day, and then they might bring another one, and then I'm sure that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that he's not really the big target man that everybody says Big Sam would want. He's more he's kind of in line with the kind of striker we already have in DCL. Except he may be, he's just a little bit more clinical, or a lot more clinical and experienced and all that stuff. All right? So, anyway. All right, so next. Center back. We know that we need to get by a center back. We know that's a thing. All right? This is a name we've been linked to before. However, it was turned down initially, and this led to us buying Ashley Williams. Sunderland's own Lamine Kone. All right? I can tell from your faces you're excited about this prospect. Right?
Yeah.
I'm reading you correctly, right, guys?
Well, we've never spoke about it.
Never.
Definitely didn't speak about it when it wasn't recording.
Yeah.
And we are definitely not re-recording this whole segment.
This definitely isn't the second time we've done this because one of our recording devices wasn't working. I mean, that's random. Wow. Why would you think that?
I think he's been in a terrible Sunderland side for a while now. They've got a real losing mentality. They got relegated and they're struggling in the Championship as well. I done a piece on Sunderland a couple of months ago when Grayson was still in charge, and a lot of the fans were saying that they take 4 or 5 million for him now, whereas last year they turned down 20. So probably gives you an idea of where he is at a play for them to be wanting him to leave, considering how bad they are. then for me that's alarm bells. It doesn't sound like maybe he's the player that we were going to buy last year. So yeah, I'm not entirely excited about this one, to be honest.
Yeah, like you say, David. I mean, so I know Sunderland have been dire over the last few years. You know, they're being relegated and still struggling in the Championship. But I wouldn't completely shut it out. I mean, I know we discussed it before. I feel like reinforcements at centre back, you know, would be handy for us because we've seen how easy it is for we're aging at the back as well. You know, Ashley Williams, Phil Jagielka. So I wouldn't shut it out completely because obviously he's worked with Allardyce before, and I always kind of refer to that last game that Allardyce had in charge at Sunderland, where they absolutely tore us apart, and I think Kone got 2 from corners.
Yep.
And it'd be nice to kind of have such a threat from set pieces and from corners. So if he can bring that, and if he gets played, I wouldn't be against that. But as you say, David, his form and Sunderland form, it's not matching our desires really. So
yeah. Positive? No, let's go negatives. Negatives. He's part of a Sunderland team that's not looking good. His form has not been good. He's not very tall, and he's not a left-sided center back. All right. Also, there's rumors that his attitude was not great after his move fell through, and it gives you a little pause. All right. However, positives are when he was playing his best, he was playing under Sam. All right. Additionally, he plays bigger than he actually is in terms of height because he's wide. He's a very strong guy. He's a very physical player. All right. I don't know, guys. I don't really have a whole lot of other positives other than he's stronger than right now. I think he would be stronger than any of our other center backs in terms of strength. He would give us another physical. I mean, Mason Holgate's back there right now. He's playing awesome. He's just not filled out yet. But he looks so good. If Sam can get a tune out of Holgate right now when he's not really filled out yet, I'd be curious to see what he could do with someone whose body is already ready that he's worked with before. But the problem is the attitude thing gives me pause. I don't know, guys. I think I'm a mixture of both of you guys. Not really excited about it, but if it happens, it's one of those things where you got to have faith in Walsh and Sam and think that they'll be able to make it work. That's all I got on that, though. And I don't even know if it's going to happen. This might not be likely, guys. So next, a left back prospect. All right, out of Augsburg, Philip Max. Are we familiar?
No.
Barely.
People are saying a lot of good stuff about this guy. All right. People are also saying that he's being watched by a lot of the other big teams. All right. I don't know if it's likely we'll get him, but everything I'm seeing points to this being a really good prospect. And if we can somehow lure him in to come to us, to possibly split time with Leighton Baines for a little while and eventually take over, that would be great.
I feel like any left back reinforcements, I think most Evertonians would welcome with open arms because we've seen how fragile we are in that position. Having to play Cuco Martina on the left side, which even when you watch him play, it doesn't look natural. So I'd be all for a prospect left back coming in. I mean, I know as we seen midweek against Apollon, we got Harry Charsley there as well. He looked like he could be another great prospect at left back. So I'd be all for it.
Yeah, guys. I don't know. I like the concept of someone, a natural left-sided player, coming in, and because right now that's not what Cuco is. Let's be honest, Cuco's just playing defense, and he's trying not to get beat. The idea of having somebody with a little bit of swagger back there who can attack and put a ball across, doing the same thing that John Joe Kenny is doing on the right, I mean, that guy can put a cross in. Kenny's crosses are just so nice. If we got somebody from the left doing the same thing, what Leighton Baines really used to do a lot more of, that'd be nice. All right. This kid seems like he's pretty solid too. So we'll do a little research, maybe come back, a little more update. All right. Yeah. Next,
if there's a bit more news on that one, we'll look back into that.
Yeah, definitely. Next, Paco Alcacer. All right. Rumors of him, some kind of move. I mean, he's Valencia, right? I did watch some of him. All right. He plays striker or center forward, whatever you want to call him. I don't know, guys. He's a skilled, good passer, connects play really well. He's not a big guy. He's a clinical finisher. He reminds me of Sandro, except a little bit better control, but not quite of as explosive of a shot.
Yeah, I'd take him. I mean, I've watched some of him, and like you say, he seems really good at interplay and being the kind of leading line on a team that plays good football. So if that can kind of develop our attacking play, then I'd welcome him with open arms.
I feel like Sandro Ramirez has kind of put me off any sort of Spanish striker coming over.
I'm sort of the same way. Isn't that messed up to think like that?
Yeah. But I suppose that's the wrong view to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, if the option's there, definitely, because we need that support up top, and especially a player who seems to be very good. Explore it, see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know about it, just because the way we're playing right now, I feel like DCL is in the team right now because he's winning headers, and he's connecting play really well, and he's getting some assists, and he's finishing some of them. Nias gets play because he's physical, he's big, he pressures. Are we the kind of team that can put a smaller center forward in with the system we've got going right now? Would that actually work for us?
Yeah, I feel like David kind of hit the nail on the head. David mentioning Sandro, now that comes to mind. It's almost kind of a warning, isn't it? Really, because it's like you've had a similar forward before, and look how that's going. Unless the two of them can kind of manage to coexist and conjure up a bit of form between the two of them. Who knows? But
yeah,
yet to be seen. And who knows? It might not even happen. So
yeah, I think if we can get that physicality up there still, it seems we've been playing that sort of game plan and kind of putting Calvert-Lewin in a makeshift kind of role as doing that. And I think maybe he's not the best for, even though he's done really well. I feel like his game isn't necessarily just that. So we can get someone in who's a bit more physical, who can play that role. Then that'd probably be a bigger target than say this kind of forwards. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to totally agree with that. Next is one that I found a story on that I think they put 2 and 2 together by looking at bookies odds. So I don't really know that this is a legitimate possibility. But Aaron Cresswell, who I actually think is a good little left back, the reason that I think they're saying we're connected with him, they mentioned that we're looking at him along with Liverpool. But along with Liverpool, we're both like 4-1 odds on this. But I can't find any legitimate connections. So I think this may be just kind of looking at bookies and trying to guess one correct.
Yeah.
But he's a good little player. If we can figure out a way to get him, I don't know. He's another good left back. He's strong defensively and he puts a good ball in.
Yeah.
He always looks like an angry bastard, doesn't he? He always looks like he's pissed off over something. Like he's lost like £20 and only found £5. One of them. Yeah, we'll play it.
Yeah, like you said, he doesn't have to put a good cross in. I think that's probably his strongest attribute. He's sound defensively, but he's got a wicked cross on him. So yeah, I'd accept that, definitely.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd accept.
I don't think that one's happening, but hey, if it does, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be happy.
So next, this one there was a story about Swansea being connected with this player, but also supposedly we are circling as well. Again, it's just a mention. Abubakar from Porto. He's a big center forward, tall target man. I don't really know that his numbers have been spectacular in the past, but he tends to look the part anyway, in terms of being a big guy who could probably win a decent amount of headers. I don't know a whole lot else about him. I did my research on him last year, actually, when we were connected with him before.
I know the name. I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't watched much of Porto recently, so
Yeah, me either.
I couldn't really, tell you his numbers or his strength. But I, as you say, I know he's a big, strong, capable forward.
Abubakar is probably one of those that we're connected to, we're interested in, but he's one of those, honestly, the video that I remember last year anyway, wasn't all that convincing. He just seemed like a big guy, like he'd be strong on the ball. That's it.
So he's playing in a very good Porto side by all accounts, from what I've been told. Because we talked about them today, actually. And obviously Liverpool have drawn them in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be no foregone conclusion. And he's meant to play a big part in their side. So he must be a good player. And he is very physical, which is what we need. So not a bad option if we can have a look at it.
So apparently he had a hat trick over the weekend after doing a little research. So yeah, maybe he's having a good season. Maybe, you know what though? Every time we've been connected with a lot of these players in the Portuguese league, it seems like they want way, way, way more than we're expecting, and we're not willing to do it.
Yeah.
So
it's because they're used to the players getting taken, aren't they? So they know that if they're going, we want a lot of money for it. So
yeah,
you're all right.
Yeah. All right. So next, here's another player I've never seen play from Red Star Belgrade. All right, Richmond Boakye. All right, he's from Ghana. He's a forward. He's 6'1", and apparently he's just been banging goals this season. All right, he's another one we've supposedly been watching a lot of. All right, we're not the only ones. I think Chelsea's watching him. Some other people. I don't know. The fact that he's scoring goals for fun in the Serbian league. I'm trying to figure out what that means. I don't know a whole lot about that team or that league.
Yeah,
so
I'm pretty sure I could probably score a few in that league.
Yeah, you've just got to be wary of the level of competition, haven't you, really, when you're looking at players like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They usually do pretty decently in Europa League, though, Red Star. So who knows? Who knows?
Maybe pile.
What?
The maybe pile.
Oh, yeah. Big maybe, guys. At last, and this is another transfer whisper that we have no commentary on whatsoever. Apparently, we're connected with some midfielder in Uruguay named Federico Martinez. Us and a couple other teams. Apparently, he plays for the Liverpool in Uruguay. Yeah, it's such a random, weird little connection, but there's a story about it out there, and you can find it. I know nothing about this person, and frankly, we got burned on the last player we bought from Uruguay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that poor guy. I feel bad for that dude every time I think about him. Super homesick. Oh, man.
Tough life.
All right. But honestly, that's all the transfer rumors that I could find 5 minutes before we came on the air here. Okay? 5 minutes before we recorded here. All right?
That's the most research you've done all season, isn't it? 5 whole minutes.
I'm just ripping shreds out of people today, aren't you?
Yeah, honest to God.
Your words hurt, David.
You make me feel bad for winding it up.
See, that's how it works. I feign pain, and then you're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Ha! I was actually fine." All right, but yeah, that's it. Transfer rumors are going to be wild and rampant, and we're going to have at least 5 to 10 every week. All right, and 90% of them are going to be, crap. We'll just keep wading through them. And the longer this goes, the closer it gets time to the window, we'll be able to kind of do more research and figure out which of these names seem like genuine connections and which ones are literally just getting your clicks. You know? So, anything else, guys? You guys know about any other rumors?
I've heard Michy Batshuayi might be going out on loan. No, I just feel like that could be an option that we should be looking at, really. I think he could be suitable for Sam. I think Sam could kind of mould him.
The last Chelsea striker we got on loan didn't do too bad, did he?
Not bad.
But he turned out to be a super dick. So
he did. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if he's, again, you never know what type of striker, what type of forward Big Sam's looking for. I'm not completely sure that that's exactly, again, I still think he's going to get some kind of target man. Batshuayi seems like someone who's, actually a little bit more like, like a little beefier version of Calvert-Lewin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that move.
I think he's good. I don't know. I just want to, yeah. I'm not sure about it, though, in terms of, like, our style of play. I hope.
Yeah.
I just don't know how he is in the air. I know he's really clinical and very skilled. And you know what? He's actually one of the more funny, charming people on Twitter, too. Personality is good.
Yeah, we like
personality. If that counts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's personality first, then how they play in the football pitch, just like our ladies.
All right, so that's it. We've dug through this long enough. We played in the dirt with the rumors. If you're digging the videos, please subscribe. We appreciate it. It'd be so kind. All right, like. What do you think about some of these transfer rumors? Which ones do you think are just total shite, and which ones do you think that could happen, or which ones are you thinking I just that might happen, but I don't want it? All right. All that stuff's up in the air. All right? Check out David's writing on the Sportsman and on the Toffee Blues website. Check out Max's writing on the Toffee Blues website. All right? And that's it. I don't have any writing. All right? So that's all. All right? No more plugging. And last video coming up. All right? Bye-bye.